Hi, my name is Florent Morin. I'm a video game designer and I have a question for you. When did you realize you're gonna die? I remember vividly when that happened to me. I must have been 7 or 8. I was in my bed trying to sleep and suddenly the thought hit me. Out of nowhere, like a ton of bricks. It's tough for us humans to accept our own mortality. But then, what about the death of us all as a society? How would we react if we collectively realize that the world we've built is doomed to disappear? Hard to imagine, isn't it? The thing is, that revelation already happened and people barely give a shit. In 1972, a team of scientists using one of the first supercomputers tried to answer this question. What happens if humanity keeps growing? Economically, demographically, industrially, on a finite planet. Their conclusion? Collapse. And not in centuries, within our lifetimes. They wrote it in a report called The Limits to Growth, which caused quite a stir. And then we stopped thinking about it. Oh, look! I mean, most of us did. Abel Quentin, on the other hand, wrote a novel about this story. In Cabane, Quentin follows 4 fictional scientists who worked on this report. 2 of them try to act on its conclusions. One opts for blissful ignorance and oil money. Another loses his grip completely and disappears into exile. But in the end, none of them can stop what's coming. Not because they were wrong, but because the world doesn't want to hear. Cabane is a novel about denial. Not climate denial in the obvious sense, but a quieter, more insidious denial. The kind where we know but pretend we don't. The kind that lets us keep going even when science is screaming. I think this kind of cognitive dissonance between knowing where we are headed and being unable to change course is something a lot of people carry around these days. Maybe it's in you too. It's definitely present in the mind of Penelope, the main character of Ithaca, our game about climate resistance. That tension is what pushes her over the edge and into radical violent action. With Ithaca, I'd like to give players the opportunity to reflect not just on why the current system is doomed, but also, and more importantly, on how we can imagine something new. A world that's less predatory, one that respects the planet and the people who live on it. Because maybe thinking about the death of the system becomes a little bit less terrifying once you're equipped to imagine what might be born after it.